Did you know that California requires sellers to provide buyers a natural hazard disclosure report? Doesn't sound that important, just sounds like more disclosures, right? But actually it can affect the sale. So what is the report that the state mandates and how does it affect you when buying or selling your home? Welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real Estate. With all the fires in the Bay Area, storms across the country, and earthquake predictions, it's understandable the state mandates a full disclosure of what may affect your property in terms of known environmental factors because they are considered material to the transaction. What most people don't know is how it could affect the home buying, selling, or development process. Specifically, this report identifies many hazards such as earthquake faults, seismic hazards, landslides, liquefaction, wildfires, dam failure, flooding, tsunami. When the home is identified as in a high risk of any of these hazards, it can not only affect the developer's ability to build on the property and the buyer's decision on whether to proceed with the purchase of the home, but it can raise challenges in insuring the property. Insurance companies reference these hazard reports and often either choose to not insure some properties in some areas or require additional insurance. It's not a deal killer, so don't worry. There are always solutions, but it's something buyers and sellers need to take into consideration. For example, many in the Bay Area have purchased a second home in Lake Tahoe or surrounding rural areas. Over the years, due to all the fires, insurance companies have stopped insuring homes in those areas or require significantly higher premiums. On the peninsula, there are many areas that are subject to a flood zone due to the fact that the areas are too close or below sea level elevations. These residents often are required to purchase additional flood insurance in addition to their standard home hazards insurance. Should the insurer not offer flood insurance, the National Flood Insurance Program does provide protection for property owners from potential losses with this federal flood insurance. Like I said, there's always options. In San Francisco, for example, many neighborhoods and residents are subject to liquefaction hazard. Don't confuse that with properties built on landfill. Liquefaction is a type of loose soil below the ground surface that can lose its density and strength during severe earthquake shaking, causing it to act more like a fluid. For example, I showed a property yesterday. My buyer loves it. However, it is in a liquefaction zone. Therefore, we had to discuss what this means, look into the seismic retrofitting that the property has been through, and the condition of the current foundation. In fact, that was my inspiration for today's episode. In the case of liquefaction, to hedge the risk, homeowners may consider additional seismic reinforcement of their property and may be limited in their insurance options. They may also consider purchasing earthquake insurance in addition. And of course, anyone who lives in California is aware of earthquakes and the earthquake hazard, but you may not know how close you're living to on or near a fault line, or whether the fault line is considered potentially active or hasn't had any activity in past years and considered to be low risk. Seismic hazards is different than earthquake hazard. It's the strength of the shaking that occurs in that geographic area and how the soil may amplify the seismic waves. Think of this as the intensity of the shaking. California cities and counties recognize certain natural hazard threats when planning land use within their jurisdictions. For example, locally defined zones are regulatory, and when government building departments typically consider deciding to approve or deny a building permit, they consider all these natural hazards. We all live here, we all know some of the hazards we are exposed to and still choose to be here. Being aware so you can hedge the risk and overcome buying, selling, and developing challenges is important. Planning your monthly budget to cover hazards insurance or additional insurance is equally important. Who you work with matters, especially in navigating the nuances the Bay Area presents. This is a conversation for every property you ever consider. I hope this was helpful. Please share or tag in the comment anyone that you think would gain from this knowledge. Please like or comment and let me know what you want to hear about next week.